Anglo-Saxon society and crime prevention. Around the year 1000, Anglo-Saxon society was predominantly rural, with most people residing in small hamlets, farms or villages, and a few small towns known as burhs. These tight-knit communities fostered a strong sense of collective duty, where everyone knew each other well. This intimate social structure was a primary reason for the relatively low crime rate during this period. The community itself bore the primary responsibility for both preventing crime and apprehending criminals. Unlike later periods, there was no formal, centralized police force. Instead, local people were expected to actively participate in maintaining law and order. This collective responsibility was a cornerstone of Anglo-Saxon justice, emphasizing mutual accountability among neighbors. The church also played a significant role in medieval law enforcement, influencing what was considered a crime and the types of punishments administered. Its moral authority and direct involvement in judicial processes meant that religious principles often guided the pursuit of justice. For instance, the church advocated for the aim of punishment to include reforming the criminal, a concept less emphasized in secular courts. Community responsibility. Tithings and shire reeves. Anglo-Saxon England was administratively divided into shires, which were further subdivided into areas called hundreds. Each hundred, in turn, contained 10 tithings, which were groups of 10 men over the age of 12. This system formed the backbone of local law enforcement, ensuring that every free man was part of a collective responsible for maintaining peace. The core principle of the tithing system was mutual responsibility. If one member of a tithing was accused of a crime, the other 9 members were obligated to ensure that person appeared in court. Failure to do so meant the entire tithing would be liable to pay a fine. This system strongly incentivized community members to monitor each other's behavior and prevent criminal activity, as a single individual's actions could have financial consequences for the whole group. A key figure in this system was the shire reeve, a local official appointed by the community to oversee justice within the shire. The shire reeve was responsible for bringing criminals to court and ensuring that punishments were carried out. They also held regular meetings with representatives from each tithing, acting as a vital link between local communities and the broader legal framework. This role can be seen as an early precursor to the modern sheriff. The hue and cry system. The hue and cry was a fundamental method of apprehending criminals in Anglo-Saxon England, relying entirely on community participation. When a victim or witness discovered a crime, they were expected to raise an immediate alarm by shouting loudly to alert others. This loud cry served as an urgent signal for help, mobilizing the entire community. Upon hearing the hue and cry, every able-bodied person in the vicinity was legally obligated to drop what they were doing and join the pursuit of the suspected criminal. This collective chase was highly effective in small, close-knit communities where strangers were easily identifiable and escape routes were limited. The success of the hue and cry depended on the swift and unified response of the villagers. Failure to participate in the hue and cry could result in a fine, underscoring the serious expectation of communal involvement in law enforcement. This system highlights the proactive role of ordinary citizens in maintaining order, demonstrating a strong social contract where collective security was a shared responsibility. It was a direct and immediate form of justice, often leading to the swift capture of offenders. Anglo-Saxon courts and justice. If a suspected criminal was apprehended but did not admit guilt or was not caught in the act, their guilt or innocence was determined by a court. Anglo-Saxon England had a tiered court system, with different courts handling various types of crimes and individuals. This structure ensured that justice was administered at appropriate levels, from local disputes to serious offences against the king. The most serious crimes, particularly those threatening the monarch's authority, were dealt with in royal courts, which were national in scope. Lesser crimes were heard in shire courts, while petty offences and local disputes were resolved in hundred courts. All court hearings were conducted publicly, allowing community members to witness the proceedings and ensuring transparency in the judicial process. This public nature also served as a deterrent. The legal proceedings often involved the victim or their family presenting evidence against the suspect. Unlike modern trials, the concept of legal representation was minimal, and the process relied heavily on community knowledge and direct testimony. The public setting of these courts reinforced the idea that justice was a communal affair, not just a matter for a select few. Oaths and trials by ordeal. In Anglo-Saxon justice, swearing oaths before God was a crucial element in determining guilt or innocence, especially when direct evidence was lacking. An accused person could swear an oath of innocence, and their credibility was often bolstered by oath helpers, respected members of the community, who would swear to the accused's good character. The number of oath helpers required varied based on the severity of the crime and the accused's social standing. If a jury could not reach a verdict, or if the accused's oath was insufficient, the case might proceed to a trial by ordeal. These trials were seen as a direct appeal to God's judgment, with the outcome believed to reveal divine truth. The Church played a central role in administering these ordeals, lending them spiritual authority and ensuring their perceived legitimacy within the community. Common forms of ordeal included the ordeal by hot water, where the accused plunged their hand into boiling water, and the ordeal by hot iron, where they carried a heated iron for a set distance. If the wound healed cleanly within a few days, the person was deemed innocent, if not, guilty. The ordeal by cold water involved the accused being thrown into water. Sinking meant innocence, floating meant guilt. For priests, there was the ordeal of consecrated bread, where choking indicated guilt. These practices, though seemingly barbaric, reflected a deep-seated belief in divine intervention in justice, until they were formally abolished by the Pope in 1215.